Praise the Lord. I greet you all in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I hope you all are having a blessed day, whichever time of the day you are listening to this. I want to begin with asking one question. How close are you to God today? I think it's a good question that we should be asking to ourselves every day because it has always helped me to evaluate myself in my relationship with God. So, keeping that in mind, the main intention behind my sharing today is that after listening to this, you should be able to get a little bit more closer to God. For that, let us turn our attention to Gospel of Luke, chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. If you want, you can pause at this time and you can go through this particular reference. It talks about 10 lepers. It's a very famous story. You might have heard it. If you haven't, please read it. If you have, the story talks about Jesus and his disciples walking from Samaria to Galilee. As they were passing this particular village, whose name is not mentioned here, Jesus sees 10 lepers standing far. And of course, they should be standing far. When you study the book of Leviticus, that is where they belong. They stand there and they start calling out, Jesus, have mercy on us. And you know what? He stood there and he had mercy. And you know what he did? He told them to go back and to show their priest. You can see that in verse number 14. So far the story is very good. But here we have to pause and look at this particular thing that they were not they didn't have any visible sign to obey what Jesus said, but they show a great obedience in spite of no action from Jesus in the way like he might have been done before or they might have been expecting. He just say, go and show yourself to the priest. And the moment he says that, probably their skin was still having leprosy. But then they all started walking. There is nothing else mentioned there. What surprises here is that as they start walking, their skin starts changing. And of course, they started walking faster because now they're excited because what they wanted is actually happening. There is a healing. But the story doesn't end here. One leper decides to take the story further. He decides to pause, turn, and do something different. That is, say thank you to Jesus. Luke here shows the way this leper shows thank you in three of his. It's supposed to be Luke's way of showing thank you. But then this leper do show that. What does he do? He turns back, he runs to Jesus, he falls at his feet. And the moment this man comes back, Jesus asks this question. Is it just you? Where are the other 9? Didn't I heal all of you? So here comes the irony of the story or something which stands out because Jesus told them to go and show themselves to the priest. And now one man comes back. Jesus is asking the question, where are the other 9? As if Jesus had asked them all to come back. He didn't, right? What does the story tells us? Yes, we all know. It's a story about gratitude. What does the story of gratitude do at this particular time? A time which we have never seen before. A time of fear. A time when people have to be repenting. And what does gratitude have to do here? I think this is the perfect time to discuss this. Here, when Jesus does something for this man, not just this man, all of them, when they come back, when he comes back, we can see the expression of Jesus. He behaves like, I was expecting this from you. Now you must be asking, we have so many unanswered prayers. You might be living in a hot spot like us, or you might be living in a green or an orange, whatever zone it can be. Some of you will be in a great fear. I don't know how many of you are listening to me from a hospital or from a particular situation where you have recognized that you have corona. And you are asking, what should I be grateful about at this moment? Let me tell a story from my life. This is one story that God taught me. I remember it was almost 2 years ago when we moved to this place, and that was the first time we had an apartment, and we did have an apartment, but this was quite different. So we were happy that we were actually doing things, purchasing things and all. So one of the biggest desires of my daughter was to have an aquarium, and first I was like not so excited because I'm not a pet lover, but my husband and my daughter, they kept saying, okay, let's try. And one fine day they went to the pet shop, and then we started looking for an aquarium. So I was not very excited about it initially, but once I started noticing all those beautiful aquariums, the pebbles, and all those things, I was all happy, excited. I wanted the aquarium home, so I was also with my family very busy shopping. Seriously, I spent a lot of time purchasing the aquarium. Of course, the pebbles, the light, the plants, the aquatic, the artificial aquatic plants in it, everything was so beautiful. And then we even got some fishes. We were like, we didn't know, we just asked the person who was the owner, to help us to put some fishes in which will survive. Anyway, we came home and we were like so happy having the aquarium. It looked so pretty. I was so happy to have one for the first time in my life. Days started going by, and then slowly, so we had like almost 10 fishes. Slowly, my fishes started dying. First one died, second one died. I was still okay because 8 was the, 6 was the, 5 or the, it was okay. It went on, and finally a day came when there was only one fish. I was still okay with it because I still love the aquarium. I still love the color. I still love the pebbles. I still loved the look it gives to my room. But I still remember that one morning when I woke up from my sleep, and I was sitting in front of my aquarium to realize that the last fish has died. So I removed that fish out of my aquarium. Then I looked into the aquarium. Seriously, it didn't look beautiful. It really didn't make any good impression on me. I was not even happy having it there. It just gave me an empty feeling. It just gave me a feeling of loss. And that's when God put this light in my mind that what gave beauty to that aquarium was not the pebbles, was not the light, was not how expensive the aquarium was. It was the fishes in it, the life. Yeah, now Corona has stuck us. And you know what? I heard some people telling, when you came to know that your city or your place is gonna get locked down, what did you think about buying? An expensive cloth, a BMW car, a branded bag, a branded dress? What did you think of? You might have probably thought of some food, something to drink, something to eat, something to not fall sick. That was the maximum things you needed. To be frank enough, those were the essentials. Rest of the things that you were running behind were not essentials. It was just adding beauty, like the pebbles, like the aquatic artificial plants. They didn't do anything, but they just made you feel comfortable. They just made you look good, and you felt that is what is meaningful, and we kept running behind it. And now having this stuck, we are now worried about our lives more than anything. How many of us have thanked God for the ability to breathe, for the ability to breathe freely, to do our things without depending someone else, to go and meet others normally, to have the life normally? None of us, right? So at least at this moment, let us thank God. I know at least some of you are there, still enjoying life, still feeling happy that I'm safe, my family is safe, we have everything, we are ready to be locked down for another 2 months and we are fine. Thank God. Thank God. But at the same time, pray for those people who are going through pain. Let us not take this time. Yes, we all have prayer requests. But more than that, let us take this time to be grateful to Him. Let us not be like those people who are sitting at home, who are just running to the priest to show they are healed and then get back to life. Let us be those people who go back to Jesus. Is your husband fine today? Thank God. Is your children sleeping safely? Thank God. Are you able to cook food? Thank God. When you think about tomorrow's meal, is it only the vendor that you are worried about? Thank God. And don't just be that. Go back to Jesus. I know for sure when you go back to Him, He will tell you to pray for many, to intercede for many, to love more. Yes, people, let us go back to God. Let us be more grateful. Let us get closer to Him. May God bless you all with these words.